Yo, Ogon, I hope you're having a great day. In this video, I'm going to be showing you how to record your song and how to live inside your song. That might sound a little bit confusing, but I'm going to explain what that means in a little bit, so stay tuned. Now, this is part of my how to make a song at home series where I'm going through my song Hill and basically breaking down how a song is made and how you can make a song at home by yourself using, what you have basically. First of all, if you don't know who I am, I'm Jay Carter from jcarterray.com, teaching you how to be better at music, online marketing, and online business. This is the #1 spot for musicians and creatives that don't want to be starving artists. So if that sounds like you, click that subscribe button, check out the rest of the content on the channel. I do have to apologize for my nasally voice. It's just, there's something. I don't know what's going on there. It feels like there's just something on the top of my throat just making everything go nasally for some reason. So let me sit up. Maybe that will stop the nasaliness. Like, it doesn't feel like there's anything in my nose or anything. It just feels like I need to swallow it down. Very, very annoying. But let's get away from my nasaliness and let's talk about what we're talking about. We're talking about recording your song and, living in the song. What does that mean? Now, with this song, it took me about, I believe, probably a week or two from inception of the idea and starting to record it to actually finishing it off. And I believe, that's because I just have other stuff to do. Like, I'm not just working on music. If I was just working on music, this will take me like 3 days. But because I've got other stuff to do, things spread out. Like, I got to record and edit videos. I got to do business stuff, like a bunch of stuff out here. So basically, what I do is I record the lyrics the best to my ability as I can at that point in time. I try to get a melody and try to get something down and just try to get a skeleton of the track going first of all. So just to make sure that the lyrics are down and the main melody that I'm probably going to be using and the main inflections and stuff is there. Now, I do have a video on how to actually record your vocals, but in this video I want to talk about the process in which you got to go through to get to that point where your song's done, when you've recorded it a few times basically. Now, I do want to, because we're talking about recording and whatnot, I will walk you through my recording vocal channel that I've got right about now. Now, I started this using my a vocal mixing template that I created, which is my R&B trap mixing template with some added vocals. And when I create this for release, I'll spruce it up and make sure everything's colored and everything's right about now. I'm in the process of creating this. I still need to run 3 more songs through it to get where I want it to be and to like average out and make sure that it's perfect. So basically, this is my main vocal chain that I'm currently using, although I do have some additions that I need to make to it. I don't really remember exactly what those additions are, like off the top of my head, but I will be doing them. So first we got auto tune, which is basically in the key of the actual song. Let's actually bring it up because I know some people want to see this. So we just got it at 0. I got a retune speed of super high, basically, well, I mean low, it's at 0. And then we got humanized at 41. Then we got Maximus, and we're basically just using the de-esser on that. I believe there's a preset that says de-esser. Where is it? There it is, de-esser. Is this de-essing anything? Doesn't seem like it's... Okay, it is. So yeah, because I swear it just said default over there. So we got that on the de-esser preset, and then we got Nectar 3 on here, which I'm basically checking out and trying to, get right. I've got the limiter on -6. We've got, I believe this is automatic level mode technology. So I've got this on -8. I recorded these vocals in at the wrong input, so that's why it's just very dirty, and I tried to just fix those vocals instead of recording over again because I just had everything where I wanted it to be, but we'll talk about that later. So I've got some extra pitch correction here. We got the strength on 30%, speed on 0.8. Then we've got a gate. It opens at 19.1, goes closing at minus 23. And we got EQing, which is basically EQ'd for my voice, taking out the boxiness, taking out some other unwanted frequencies, and taking out the bass. And I think we did a little boost, but that's on the next EQ, and taking out some of the high ends and that sort of stuff. Then we got a DSR. Then we've got an EQ taking out low ends again and boosting the highs. Then we got a compressor, which I desperately need to look into compression again and learn how it works one more time and take notes, because I'm almost there. Compression has eluded me for a very long time. I definitely didn't know what it was back in the day, and then I started to get a vague understanding of it, and now I basically know what it does, but I'm not 100% sure on everything. So I need to go back over there and make sure that I've got all the understanding of what I should be doing with the compressor and what I shouldn't be doing, basically, in terms of like vocals. But this is my compression settings. I just used the template that it was giving me when I used Vocal Assistant. I haven't actually used any of the presets. Maybe I should have tried that out. But basically you can use Vocal Assistant. It will tell you to play your thing, and then you can play it, and then it will basically give you some effects. But I've definitely gone through and messed with these effects and got it to where I wanted it to be. Turn off reverb because I like to mix my reverb, or I like to send all my vocals to the same reverb bus. Then we've got some delay on this. We've got 40 millisecond delay at 30% feedback. I did try something else out, and 10% analog, and I don't have any modulation on that right about now. I did try having the left and right ear differently linked, and that did sound interesting, but when it came down to it, I just wanted to simplify everything, because when you want to push things out of the box and you want to try different things, you want to do a little bit. You can't, if you do too much, then it becomes weird. Like, you gotta do it a little bit each time. Like, you can't just go all the way out there. You gotta keep some things familiar and some things understandable. So here we've got a flanger. These are the settings: 100%, 50%, 100, and then that's nothing. Then we got some saturation, which now it just seems like everything's crashed. Oh no. So we got retro saturation at 10%, and we got that at 10 in the mix. And this is my vocal channel mix. Basically it's just all Nectar. I just allowed that to do pretty much everything. And then we've got another EQ which takes out that low end again, just to make sure that I'm not interfering with those 808s and whatnot. And then I've turned off the limiter at the end and whatnot, because the Nectar already limits it and we don't need to add another limiter into there. So that's my vocal channel strip right about now. I will be adding more stuff to it and basically dialing it down a little bit more over the next few songs. So use that and change it to what you need it to be, and hopefully that helps you out. But let's talk about what living in the song means, because I think that's going to be something that's going to confuse a lot of people, because I just made that up completely. But I realized it is the concept that I definitely go through when I'm creating songs every single time. So it's something that this is a new term that I've coined, basically. So basically living in the song is when, like, from the start of the creation of the song to the finished product of the song, you're living with the song. You're listening to it constantly. So when you start thinking of the vocal ideas and whatnot, you're listening to the beat, you're continually doing that. Then you lay down your skeleton of it, and then at that point, when you've got the skeleton, you're consistently listening to that and listening to things that you can improve, things that you can change, listening to where you like it, where you don't like it, and all that sort of stuff. And then you start recording the drafts. Like, this is like the skeleton is when you go in and record, and you're just getting the vocals down. You don't care about what it sounds like or anything like that. You're just trying to get it down with the melody and with the lyrics. So let me bring up the skeleton of the Hill track. This is going to sound disgusting, it seems I had multiple skeletons. So I don't know which one to play you. I don't want this to take too long. Let's play the first skeleton and then we'll play the last one. So, oh yeah, no, it's all skeletons and then it's the draft. My bad. So the skeletons are basically like, the first one is you're just getting the melody and the vocals down so you can kind of hear what's going on. Let's play this back. It's going to sound terrible. Please, you know, allow me, but this is what we've evolved from. I think it'll be interesting for you to hear it. So let me play this back. We'll just play the first verse and the chorus. Let me quickly explain. The chorus is the same on pretty much all of the songs that I've exported and all the recording sessions, because when I did it the first time, I got it right and I just couldn't sing it right after that. So I was just like, okay, that is just the chorus, except for the second line. The second line of the chorus has been changed and updated in the last version of the song. So just letting you know that. Let me play the skeleton, which is just trying to get the melodies and the lyrics on to an MP3 so you can consistently listen to it and get to the next stage. So let's play that back.
Got a place for you right here in my head. Loving you is too taxing, it's too expensive. Maybe we'd be better off as friends instead. Is that a lie we tell ourselves so this won't end quick? Tell me how I make you feel. We got a good thing going on here, so don't change the deal. Living in your own reality won't make it real. Is it me or just my sanity you're trying to kill? Yeah, every time I get away, there's something that just keeps bringing me back. Yeah, we know we've seen better days and somehow we think we can go back, but we can't, damn. Loving you is like a hill. Every time I run up, I fall back for real. Yeah, when the sun is up, I'm in your shade, yeah.
Okay, so basically, also at this time with the beat, accidentally there was no snare in the chorus section and the rim just ran throughout the whole thing, so it's got a very weird vibe. But basically with this first skeleton, you know, you've got the main vocals, you've got the chorus, and you've got the ad-libs. Basically you're just flinging out the idea of what the song's probably going to sound like. Okay, then I might as well bring up my website in the background, like why not? Then after that, you know, you keep on reiterating on that. Now I could walk you through every single skeleton I've got here, but I don't think it will take too long for you to kind of hear the transformation, because we're only playing the first verse. So let's do that. Let's play skeleton number 2. You just keep on listening to it.
This is
morning, throughout the day, night, you keep on listening to it until you've got it.
Got a place for you right here in my head. Loving you is too taxing, it's too expensive. Maybe we'd be better off as friends instead. Is that a lie we tell ourselves so this won't end quick? Tell me how I make you feel. We got a good thing going on here, so don't change the deal. Living in your own reality won't make it real. Is it me or just my sanity you're trying to kill? Yeah, every time I get away, there's something that just keeps bringing me back. Yeah, we know we've seen better days and somehow we think we can go back, but we can't, damn. Loving you is like a hill. Yeah, every time I run up, I fall back for real.
So this second line is getting better, but it's still not where it needs to be. Basically, at the second skeleton, this is after you've listened to the song bare times, you've found where you want it to be, or you've found certain melodies you're liking it, certain melodies maybe you're not liking it, you want to change it up. Maybe you don't like the way your voice sounds there, you want to change the tone of your voice, that sort of stuff. That's what I was going through right about now. I was trying to find my voice again because I hadn't made the song in over 2 years. And also with this, you're also trying to listen to the mix of the vocals so that you can hear if there's anything that you're doing that's messing up the take, or if, you know, there's too much high end or not enough high end, or it's sounding super muddy, so you can go and, you know, sweep those places with the EQ later on and get things tighter to where you want it to be. So you are listening to the mix as well, but you're more focused on trying to get the vocal melody and the whole vocal performance where you want it to be. You're really just thinking about the end song at this point and trying to get it where you want it to be, or as close as you can possibly get, so that you have the draft. Now the draft is okay, this is exactly where I want it to be, and now it's time to, you know, go basically you've recorded the song and you've got everything where you want it to be, and now it's time to go to mixing, and then you probably do a bit more recording after that, depending on how you go with the mixing, but hopefully you've got everything done by the time you got to the draft. By the way, this song will be linked in the description. You can go to jcarray.com/Spotify so you can listen to the whole song and see how it ends up. But let's just go through them, man. We've got 2 more. I'm not gonna go through every master, I'll just go through one of them.
This is called great cooking.
Actually, we won't even do that in this video. We'll just go through a few more of these skeletons so you can kind of hear the transition.
Got a place here for you right here in my head.
Now we got delay.
Loving you is too taxing, it's too expensive. Maybe we be better off as friends instead. Or is that a lie we tell ourselves so this won't end quick? Tell me how I make you feel. We got a good thing going on here, so don't change the deal. Living in your own reality won't make it real. Is it me or just my sanity you're trying to kill? Yeah. Every time I get away, there's something that just keeps bringing me back. Yeah, we know we've seen better days, and somehow we think we can go back.
It's the first appearance of that line,
which
is the right line.
Yeah. Every time I run up, I fall back for real. Yeah. When the sun is.
So basically, you'll hear through these skeletons, there's some parts that are like, okay, that is just right, but I mess around the rest of it and try to get the rest of it right as well. But that pre-chorus, the end part before the chorus, that's the right part, and I use that for like the final song. And you can hear like the skeleton before, I'm elongating the backs, and in this one I'm just going back. So I'm trying different things and seeing if I like it and seeing if that works, and doing all that sort of stuff, which is what you should be doing, is trying as much stuff as you can until you get to the point where you're like, yes, that is what I want. Now there is another process of making songs, which is like you just, you know, flinging out the first draft, and you could definitely do that if it's sounding how you want it to and everything's there. But I like this process because it just gives me more time to just make sure that everything's where I want it to be. So let's go to the 4th skeleton, which is basically the last one before the actual draft.
This is called great cooking.
Which I believe even there's changes between the draft and the final thing.
Got a small place safe for you in my head. Loving you is too taxing, too expensive. Maybe we be better off as friends instead. Or is that a lie we tell ourselves so this won't end quick? Ooh, tell me how I make you.
Oh yeah, I gotta add, in the previous 2 skeletons, I didn't like the way that the transitions to I was like, it sounded like different people almost with my different voices. So I didn't like that. I wanted to bring everything together because I was listening to that. And at first I was like persuading myself into it, being like, oh no, it's fine, man. It's just different. Like sometimes you hear that and like Gucci Mane's rapping and you can tell that he's rapping from another take, but it's fine. But I was listening to like Future and Roddy Ricch and them man, like their vocal generally sounds consistent. So I wanted to fix that to keep a consistent tone throughout it, and you know, only change the tone in specific parts that actually make musical sense. So that's definitely something that I got from listening to things through the music so much and then comparing it to other music and then bringing it back, and then, you know, consistently, you know, doing that and trying to aim and get to where I wanted to get to.
Phil, we got a good thing going on, so please don't change the deal. Living in your own reality won't make it real, no. Is it me or just my sanity you're trying to kill? Tell me. Every time I get away, something just keeps bringing me back. Yeah, we know we've seen better days, and somehow we think we can go back. But we can't, damn. Loving you is like a hill. Yeah, every time I run up, I fall back for real. Yeah, when the sun is up, I'm in your shade. Yeah.
Okay, so we're nearly there at this point. I believe the delays still changed before the final mix, and we changed the beginning of, like, at the first verse, this line
For you in my head.
is too weak, so I kind of power it up. Let's listen.
Go a small place, safe for you in my head. Loving you is too taxing.
So I think I did that whole first part again. Let's just listen to that whole first part basically, and you see how it's changed.
This is called raid cooking. Yeah. Go a small place, safe for you in my head. Loving you is too taxing, too expensive. Maybe we'd be better off as friends instead. Or is that a lie we tell ourselves so this won't end quick? Ooh. Tell me how I make you feel. We got a good thing going.
Okay, I think that was, like, the rest of it's the same. I'm not 100% sure. Maybe I did record the whole thing again. I might have just done that for the sake of it, because after I did the first 4 bars, I was like, yes, we're on the right road now. But I just wanted to share the process with you so you can understand that it's not just like shows like Empire. I don't know any other shows that show music creation. Maybe there's a bunch of shows. Let me know in the comment section down below, because I actually would like to watch them, because Empire is an interesting show and I do like to watch it when I'm, on a music tip basically. But what I'm trying to say is shows like that really condense the process, and they make it look like you just go in the studio and you just record a one take all the way through and it's done, and you go about your business and that's the end of the song. But really it's not, especially if you're producing this yourself and you're engineering yourself and all that sort of stuff. You're gonna go through multiple versions in order to get to where you want it to do, and you could do this feasibly over the course of a few days if you've got time to just work on music. If that's what you do and you just work on music, then you can definitely do that in just a few days. But because I've got other stuff to do, and music is like something I really want to do, but honestly making songs and whatnot isn't going to be a breadwinner for me, or it might be, but I doubt it. So it's not something I can dedicate all my time to. It's more something that I enjoy to do, and something I'll do once a week or twice or 3 times a week, but not on a daily thing basically. So it takes more than it looks like to create a song. I just wanted to give you the information there, and so you can understand, yes, the first time you record it, it might not be where you want to get it to. Maybe you need to record it 5 different times before you get to the finished version where you're like, okay, everything's where I want to get to. But obviously this is because I didn't have my template yet, and I had come from a large break of recording. Honestly, I did record last year, but I haven't released anything yet, and I didn't get anything to where I needed it to be in order to come back into this. But then I took a break from that, so that was another 6 months. So I just had to find my voice again. And if you're recording your first song, then you're probably going to have a bunch of different skeletons as well that you need to go through and just consistently listen to for, your song should be done within like 2 weeks, basically. If you're still listening to these and you're just basically listening to them and listening to the points where you like and listening to the points where you don't like, and just fixing the things that you don't like, just making notes and then coming back to it. Like I made notes on my whiteboard and just came back to it and like made little notes in my planner and just changed the things that I didn't like and just made sure that it was where I liked it, and that's the most important thing. So I think that's this video. That's living in your song and basically recording drafts and skeleton tracks. I kind of just wanted to give you the information that you needed in order to do that, and I also gave you my vocal mixing track setup so you can do that even more easily. There will be a link to Nectar 3. Link will be down below. That's what I use for my vocal mixing and whatnot, if you want to use Nectar 3 as well. There'll also be a link to 5 free beats if you're an artist, and free loops if you are a producer. So definitely check out the links in the description down below, as well as checking out the actual final version of this song with everything going on Spotify. Just go to jcartray.com/Spotify. and I'll see you in the next video where you'll learn about recording the final version of your song. I'll get into, you know, doing doubles, the ad-libs, that sort of stuff, and I'll give you more insight into how I got to the final version of the song and what types of steps you need to go to in order to take it from draft, or take it from skeleton to draft to recording the final version of your song. So definitely stay tuned, and in the rest of my videos, you know, next time you'll learn more about music, online business, or online marketing, and I'll see you next time. Peace out. Plus, if you have any questions or any other tutorials you want me to make, leave those in the comment section down below. I don't believe I'll ask the question of the day, but I'll ask it next time. Peace out.